ठीक है ठीक है। ठीक है ये है ना, ये है ना, ये इस पे लिख दे, इस पे ऐसा एक सर्कल बना दे, इसके आउटर मार्कर के थोड़ा ऊपर एक सर्कल बना दे, है ना। इसके ऊपर लिखा, इसके ऊपर लिख दिया DPN, आउटर मार्कर के ऊपर बना। आगे 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 और आगे और आगे और आगे, आउटर मार्कर से ठीक DPN DPN DPN, अरे डी छोटा डी DPN। और टूल कौन सा है? टूल कौन सा है जिससे मैं ड्रॉ करूँगा? So now see, sorry for that interruption. You know, the drawback of the app is after 40 minutes you have to rejoin. Anyway, now you will see in the question paper, they said you reach DPN at 3,500 feet. So you reach DPN. You can see DPN here. You are somewhere here. Now say when you reach here, your altitude is 3,500 feet. Fine. This is the runway, of course. This is the runway. And what you see here, IM, then MM, and this OM. This is for the instrument landing system. As you land from the instrument landing system, you will see this is the inner marker IM, this is the middle marker MM, and this is the outer marker OM. We also call it India mic. I for India, M for Mike. India mic, Mike that is middle marker, and Oscar mic that is outer marker. Actually, whenever an aircraft uses an ILS system and makes the approach to land at any ILS runway, we first cross the outer marker inbound, outer marker inbound, then we come to the middle marker, then we come to the inner marker, and then we land. When we come to the outer marker, we should have a particular altitude we should maintain. If we are too high, then we try to descend and make our altitude in such a way that we reduce our altitude between outer and middle, adjust our altitude between outer. This is the stretch in which make the necessary adjustment to come at a sufficiently reasonable level at middle marker. And from middle marker, even then if you are a little bit more high, you should not be so much high, but you are so high. Okay. Between middle and inner, still we got one more stretch in which we can make the adjustment. But by that time you come to inner, you must be at a correct altitude enough that you will come and land properly on the threshold of the runway. Actually, at all aerodromes, the inner marker is the closest, middle marker is a little bit more far, and outer marker is the farthest from the runway. Anyway, so for in the let down charts of any aerodrome, we always write on this outer marker. At outer marker, distance from the runway is say 7 kilometers, and it is written here. This distance is 7 kilometers, and at outer you should be say 5,000 feet. For every aerodrome, it is different because every aerodrome will not have outer marker at 7 kilometers. Somebody may have it at 5, somebody may have it 3, because again, geographical features, you cannot place a marker as you like. If there is no, there is geographical obstruction somewhere, you cannot place the marker. So looking into that drawback of having a geographical feature somewhere, so we have to place inner very close to the runway, middle little bit more far, and outer more far. But these distances from the runway will vary from aerodrome to aerodrome. Whatever the distance of the markers placed in line with the runway at different aerodromes, that is different, and that is indicated on the let down chart. Every aerodrome, what distance it is placed, it is written on the let down chart. At the same time, as per their distance, if this is 10 kilometers away from say this runway, 10 kilometers away, then they may ask you to come more than 7,000 feet here. But if this is more close, then you cannot come at 10,000 or something like that. You must come at maybe 6,000 or 5,000. So whatever altitude they indicate on the outer middle or inner in the let down chart, strictly you must be coming at that altitude whenever you make the instrument landing, instrument approach. You must follow the altitude over the marker as indicated in the let down charts as per the distance of the marker from the runway, right? Anyway, you came to DPN in this case at 3,500 feet. From DPN, they are saying you see what is the question B. You reach DPN at 3,500 feet. A, you reach 3,500, and B, you said you already reached 3,500. Plan your instrument approach and show compliance. Plan your instrument approach and show. In A, they said, he told you come at 3,500 feet and call me. So you reached 3,500 feet. Now you want to call him. So you call him at 3,500 feet. When you call him at 3,500 feet, the first call, what you will say? The first call, if you look in your answer, is you look at the you will contact the tower. Actually, landing is given by tower. Either it's a visual or an instrument landing, whatever. While landing, of course, the tower affects the tower takes over for the communication part with the aircraft while landing. So you are landing here. So first call went Delhi Tower, and your call sign India 517, maintaining 3500, leaving DPN for ILS. So you told him I'm at 3,500 feet over DPN, leaving. I'm leaving DPN. I'm over here, and now I'm leaving VOR for ILS approach. ILS approach at 3,500 feet. First call went like this. First call, when you are complying, they are telling show progressive compliance. Show compliance to the instrument approach. When you show compliance to the instrument approach, or when you are making an instrument approach, that is when you have to taken into consideration that you are doing it step by step. So the first step which you really told him is crossing outer marker outbound. Like, see, you are crossing. Now I'll just share the answers with you. It will give you a better idea. Yeah, first call Delhi Tower, India 517, maintaining 3500, leaving DPN for ILS. Immediately the answer was Roger, Delhi Tower. Roger, Delhi Tower. He said, okay, this is the first thing you are doing. You told him I'm doing this. You cannot do the entire landing at once. You will do the landing in parts. What you are doing first, what you are doing next, after that, till you land. So for every step which you are taking to effect the landing, you have to call the tower and tell him. For every call, he will say Roger, or he will acknowledge your call, and you keep on proceeding till you land. First call, maintaining 3,500, leaving DPN for ILS. First, you have to leave DPN, then only you will come for landing. Now, first leave DPN. You were over DPN, now leave DPN. He said Roger, Delhi Tower. He said okay. Secondly, you are telling him Delhi Tower, India 517, crossing outer marker outbound. Crossing, I'll just show you in the diagram. Crossing outer marker outbound. Again, here second call, he said Roger, Delhi Tower. Now, what we mean by that? Crossing outer marker outbound. See, he was, you were at DPN, right? You are DPN. From DPN, you left DPN for ILS approach. When you want to make an ILS approach at DPN, you will come like this. But instead of doing like this, he came out and crossing outer marker outbound. Crossing outer marker outbound. Crossing outer marker outbound. Crossing outer marker outbound. Now, once you cross the outer marker outbound, what will happen? Once you cross the outer marker outbound, first of all, you must tell him outer marker outbound, and he will say Roger, Delhi Tower. Okay, because again, in one step, you have to say crossing outer marker outbound, he will say Roger. Now, outer marker outbound, he will say Roger. Now, see, I will tell you. You left Delhi at 3,500 and you said you are crossing outer marker outbound. You're crossing. After you went outbound, He said, Roger, then he said, commencing procedure turn. You started turning, commencing procedure turn. Commencing procedure turn, he said, Roger, delete out. That is when you were commencing the procedure. Procedure turn completed. Now, see, slight error in the line. Anyway, procedure turn completed. See this. Outer marker outbound. When you left the outer marker outbound, this is the outer marker. From DPN, you came to outer marker, didn't go like this, went straight outbound from outer marker, commencing procedure turn. Here you started turning. You are like this, the aircraft is going away from the outer marker. You want to land here, but you are going away. Crossing outer marker outbound, commencing procedure turn. Commencing procedure, you started procedure turn. Then last call is procedure turn completed. Now from here, your procedure turn is completed. When your procedure turn is completed, you are in line with the outer marker. See, this was your turn. Outer marker outbound, procedure turn commenced. Roger, procedure turn completed. Once your procedure turn is completed, your aircraft is now facing the runway. All right. Now facing the runway. See how you came from outer Delhi DPN. You came like this, 3,500 feet. You left DPN. You came towards the outer marker. Didn't go towards it. Just came. It was maybe to your left or right. You just came, crossed it, went straight. You don't want to land here. Just went straight. Okay. Outer marker outbound. Going outbound. Commencing procedure turn. Yeah. Commencing procedure turn. Procedure turn completed. When you come like this, it will be complete. And then you will turn the aircraft to the left maybe and align with the runway. Now we are facing the outer marker. Now we will follow the outer marker procedure, middle marker, inner marker, and land. So this is the actually instrument approach landing. Like first of all, it is not always like this. It is always like this only when you are asked to, come to DPN, and from DPN you have to make an ILS approach. Fine. Only in one exceptional case this may happen, but not in all the cases. It will not happen that you are following the procedure turn. Actually, procedure turn, you see, actually indirectly we have made a letter of P. It's like a letter of P. P stands for procedure. P stands for like a P, letter P. When the turn is completed, it looks like a letter P. That's why we call it a procedure turn. Procedure turn. P loop turn. It is otherwise one more name. P loop turn. P loop. This is the loop. See, P loop. The loop of P. This is the loop. This is the entire loop. P loop turn also. You went outbound, started procedure turn, went on turning into the loop till the loop was completed. Once the loop is completed, the aircraft has turned. The aircraft was like this. Came. Now it is facing like now. The aircraft is facing like this. It is facing here. See, it came. You came like this, went like this, and now you are facing the runway. So this is the instrument compliance or instrument approach. You said procedure last call, first call, leaving DPN for ILS. He said Roger. Then reporting outer marker outbound, crossing outer marker outbound. He said Roger. Commencing procedure turn. He said Roger. Procedure turn completed. He said Roger. Last call, you will say Delhi Tower. I fly 416 established on ILS. Once your turn is completed, now you are facing the outer marker. That means you are now on the ILS system, established on the ILS system. That was the last call. Again, you will say Roger, Delhi Tower. In this call, the examiner will say nothing but Roger. You keep on giving the compliance part by part, one by one. Straight away, you cannot say, "Nah, I'm leaving DPN, crossing outer marker outbound, commencing procedure and completed, established on ILS." How you can do all the things at the same time? You cannot do all these things at the same time. You can do part by part. That's why you're telling you also part by part. That is progressive compliance. Bit by bit, what you are practically doing to come and land. Practically, how you will plan your ILS approach. First, leave the VOR, then go outer marker outbound, then commence procedure turn, then complete the procedure turn, then establish on the ILS. These were the calls, right? Any confusion or anybody wants to ask me something? If you want to ask me something, you can ask me. I'll answer your query. You can unmute yourself and ask me if anybody has got any query. Okay. Now, this was your...
If they ask the ILS approach, we should be always procedure turn. Should we do always procedure turn?
Yeah. Always you should do procedure turn, but it depends. Now, procedure turn, what type of procedure turn they are telling you, that depends upon the ATC, whether you are coming, because you can come to the runway from the left of the runway or from to the right of the runway also. No, we are not committed from which side of the runway you will come. You will come either to the left of the runway or to the right of the runway. So we don't know. If you are coming from one side of the runway, the turn will be different. If you are coming from the other side of the runway, the turn will be just opposite. The P will be like mirror image. The P will be on the other side, right? Are you getting my point? The P will be pointing to the other side because you're coming from the other side. The P will not be like this, but the P will be just inverted P like. Okay. It will look like a Q from here, not P. But P, it looked because you were approaching from the opposite side. Okay. But yes, procedure is this. You always go outer marker outbound. Why? Because the aircraft is big. You require a lot of space to turn the aircraft. Now, all of a sudden, you cannot align the aircraft less like that. To align the aircraft, a big aircraft, and you said heavy, and the big aircraft was big. So you have to take it out first. You should take it out and give it enough space to turn. That's why you said outbound first. When you went outbound, after going outbound, then you gave enough space and then you came back inbound. That is, you completed the procedure turn. And by the time you completed the procedure turn, the aircraft was aligned with the runway. Now, this I think finishes your question paper number 1. The first question. The first question, it is complete, right? Now, what I want to tell you, one important thing which I want to tell you regarding this question number 1 is you will have, you see the fifth question. The fifth question in this, when you see the fifth question in this, it is 4th A and 4th B, your flight finished. Actually, the whole, you landed here. So actually in WPC, all the papers, the first 4 questions will be pertaining to your flight. Out of 5, the first 4 questions will be always the active flight. That is the which you look at the map and fly active flight. But after that, the fifth question will be not the flight, but the fifth question will be, you'll see in the fifth question, they said transmit the following phrases as per radio telephony procedure. Transmit the following phrases as per radio telephony procedure. What do you mean by this? Transmit the following phrases as per radio telephony procedure. What they want you to do is, in the log sheet or answer sheet, what you will write, there is no need for you to just write question paper number 5. There is no need to maintain a log now for 5th question because the flight finished here, log also finished here. There is no need to maintain log here. What you will write? Question number 5. Writing question number 5, and then you'll write question number 5A. Question number 5A. After writing 5A, don't write this thing. This is the question. The answer to this, whatever the answer to this, you will write in the answer sheet. That is the log sheet. Only the answer you will write, and then transmit also to the examiner. For example, I just give you one example. First, after on the question, when you finish question number 4B, the examiner definitely, now since your question number A and B both are complete, that means your question number 4 is complete in all respects. Now he will tell you go to the next question, go to the next question, go to the 5th question. When you come to the 5th question, you will say question number 5A. Question number 5A. That means you are now transmitting 5th question and you are transmitting A part. But directly give the answer. First, first see what is the answer and then give the answer. Delhi Control IT 237. Delhi Control IT 237. We will commence our descent at a time 2213. This is a long sentence. This is a long sentence. We must make it short and transmit it as per radio telephony procedure. So what we can do is Delhi Control, we cannot make any changes. Delhi Control will remain same. IT 237. IT is whose call sign as per your list of abbreviations which I gave you before. IT is the call sign of Kingfisher, I believe. Kingfisher. Flight numbers we cannot abbreviate. Flight numbers will remain same. So instead of saying IT 237, you will say Delhi Control Kingfisher 237. Kingfisher. To the answer, in the answer we will say Kingfisher. We will replace IT by Kingfisher. Kingfisher 237. We will commence our descent. So instead of saying this is a big sentence with lot of grammar, we don't respect grammar in RT. We will commence descent, our descent at a time. No. Instead of saying this, we will just say top of descent. Top of descent. When we commence our descent, at top of descent. When we finish our climb, at top of climb. TOC and TOD, I told you before also. At TOD, top of descent, we will start our descent. Na? So we will say TOD, top of descent 2213. Time will not change. When we are starting our descent, we are starting our descent at 2213, right? So the answer for this will be Delhi Control Kingfisher 237, top of descent 2213. Now, when we have changed this in the proper format, this will be the answer. Kingfisher 237, top of descent. Instead of saying such a long sentence, we'll abbreviate, make it short, top of descent, TOD. Just write TOD. TOD or top of descent. You can also write top of descent, not at a time. No grammar, at a time, no. Just write top of descent 2213. See, question number B. Then after doing this, he will tell you, okay, go to the next sub question, B part. Then you'll say question number 5B and the answer for that. Chennai approach VT EWQ. I see an aircraft straight ahead coming on to me. Instead of saying this, you will say Chennai approach VT EWQ aircraft head on. Aircraft head on. See an aircraft head on. Instead of saying straight and coming on to me, head on. Did you find answers? All of you must have got the answers to the fifth question also. I have in your notes which I sent to you. In that in one section, all the answers to all your question papers which I have given you. The fifth question we will find in one section. 5 answers to 5 questions of all the question papers you will find in one place. Of 1 by 2, 2 by 2 of 3, 3 of 2, like that in sequence. They are in sequence. Okay. Okay. You will say head on. Now the C part, VTFRT Delhi Tower visibility will lessen to 300 meters in rain. M in rain means meters in rain. VTFRT Delhi Tower. VTFRT Delhi Tower will remain same. We cannot change this. Visibility will less. Visibility will remain same. Will lessen to 300 meters in. We never say will lessen. In RT, we will not say will lessen. We'll say reduce. Reduce is the proper word. Reduce. Reduce to 300 meters in rain. 300 meters in rain will remain same. Reduce. This word will lessen will be replaced by reduce. Mumbai Tower Niner Whiskey 675 glide path has gone away. This sounds like plain English, so we have to convert it into phonetic language or RT language. Mumbai Tower Niner Whiskey, whose call sign it is Jet Airways. Okay, Jet Airways. So you will say Jet Air. Jet Air is the call sign. For Jet Airways, Jet Air is the call sign. Mumbai Tower, Jet Air 675. Flight number will remain same. Jet Air 675. Glide path has gone away. We don't say glide path has gone away. Glide path of the air. OFF. Of the air. Okay. VTFBN, keep holding over VOR and you are likely to commence your approach at 2217. VTFBN, keep holding over VOR and you are likely to commence your approach at 221. So he's telling the VTFBN to come over the VOR and hold there. But sometimes what happens when the runway is very busy and somebody else is landing, we ask the aircraft, you'll see so many aircraft sometimes when you go to a busy aerodrome, they keep on circling over one particular place. That is the VOR. Over the VOR, they keep on circling till they are asked to come and land one by one. Okay, when that is when the runway is cleared or when there is no traffic on the runway, you can come and land. But till the such time, the ATC may ask you to hold over the VOR. That is, keep on circling over the VOR. So it's saying VTR keep holding over VOR and you are likely to commence your approach at 221. So saying you keep on holding and it is very probable or it is likely that at 2217 we'll ask you to leave the VOR and come for landing. That is the time when we ask you to make an approach and come and land. So here everything will remain same. VTF, FBN keep holding over VOR. This will remain, and you are likely to commence your approach at, instead of saying all this, we just say expected approach time. That is EAT. EAT 2217. See, I'll tell you, rather I'll ask you, just unmute yourself and somebody told me, can you give me, what is the meaning of ETA? Somebody can tell me what is the meaning of ETA? ETA.
Estimated time arrival.
Estimated time of arrival.
And what is ETD?
Estimated time of departure.
Estimated time of departure. And what is ATA?
Actual time of arrival.
Actual time of arrival. And what is ATD?
Actual time of departure.
Actual time of departure. Okay. Now see, first you said ETD, estimated time of departure. Suppose your estimated time of departure was 9, and I say your ATD is 9:15. That means actually you went at 9:15. That means the flight was supposed to go at 9, but it actually went at 9:15. That means you are delayed by 15 minutes. Okay. Similarly, your estimated time of arrival, ETA was say 8 o'clock, but your ATD, actual time, actual time of arrival is 8:20. That means your flight has arrived 20 minutes late. Actually, when you arrived, that was the time. Similarly, there are a lot of times, ATA, ETA, ETD, ATD, Similarly, there is one more time, EAT. EAT is expected approach time. What is EAT? Expected approach time is the time when the aircraft is asked by the ATC to leave the VOR and come for a landing. Whenever the aircraft leaves the VOR and comes for a landing, that time when it leaves the VOR, hold. That is, it is holding over VOR. When it leaves the hold and comes and approaches and lands at the runway, that time when it leaves the VOR for a landing is known as a EAT, expected approach time. Sometimes I can tell you my ETA of Jaipur VOR is say 10:15. Suppose I tell you ETA Jaipur, Juliet Papa. That is the VOR of Jaipur. Suppose I tell you estimated time of arrival. ETA of Jaipur is 10:15. Okay, I said okay, 10:15 I'll come there. And suppose Jaipur tells me now you hold for half an hour over the VOR, 30 minutes you hold. So 10:15 I came to the VOR. That was my ETA of VOR. 10:15 really I came at 10:15. And 30 minutes I hold it. 30 minutes I hold. I was circling over the VOR for half an hour, 30 minutes. And after half an hour, the ATC says, now you leave VOR and come for landing. So actually, the ATC has asked me to leave the VOR at 10:45. No, 10:15 I came and started holding. Half an hour later, it said, okay, come and land. So what time I left for landing? 10:45. So what will be my EAT, expected approach time? 10:45. When you come to a VOR, expected approach time is not that. It is the ETA, estimated time of arrival over a VOR. When you leave it for landing, that is EAT, expected approach time. Sometimes the EAT and ETA remain same. That is when you are not asked to hold. Suppose you came at 10:15 and straight when you reach 10:15, he said, okay, come and land. You reached 10:15 and you left 10:15. So EAT and ETA are same in this case. But if you ask them you to hold, then your ETA and EAT can differ. All right. EAT, expected approach time, is the time when you will leave the VOR for a ILS landing. Okay, right. So this was your question number, paper number 1. I hope that all things are now clear. See, here you see in question number 5, they've given you 5 sub questions, A1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes they may ask you more than 5 also. Like nowadays in the recent exams, they ask 10 sub questions, 10 sub questions. They thought 25 minutes is too much. They must not have even 25 minutes. They thought like that. WPC thinks always like that. That I think they can do more than 5. Give them 10. So nowadays they sometimes ask 10 also. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they may ask you 10 sub questions in question number 5. But similarly, you have to do. You have to just look at the question paper question. And wherever there are abbreviations, you have to use the abbreviation and transmit into phonetic codes. Actually, you will just write question number 5 on the answer sheet, and A or B or C, whatever you're doing, that you will write and directly answer. No need to write the question or directly the answer. But when you transmit, you will have to say question number 5A and transmit. Then you say go to the next question. Then you say question number 5B and transmit. Then question number, you will say go to the next question. Question number 5C. Just transmit the answer. Only transmit the answer and keep on doing it. Sometimes they may ask you 10. So see, 20 marks for question number 1, 20 for 2, that is 40. 20 for question number 3, that is 60, and 20 for question number 4, that is 80, and 20 for question number 5, that is 100 marks. Out of 100 marks, you see, if they have given you 5 sub questions, then it's very obvious that these sub questions which you do, each carries 4 marks. So if you do one correctly, you will get 4 marks. Another correctly, 4 marks. Just changing the abbreviations and this knowledge you will get. This is very easy. The 5th question is the easiest part in the RT exam. The 5th question is the easiest part. Even if you get 10 suppose you are getting 10, not 5, but 10. 10 means each sub question will be of 2 marks. 2 plus 2, 4, plus 2, 6, plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10, like that. Up to 20. You will have 10. And if you have 5, then each will be of 4. Anyway, when you look at the question paper, you will always find that you can really score in the 5th question. But unfortunately, see the condition. What they say, answer all questions in ascending order. Although you may know a lot of answers to the 5th question, but you cannot attempt them unless you do all these questions. Because by the time you come to the 3rd question, 4th question, normally, if you don't have practice, if you're not good in practice, then normally by coming to question number 3, the time gets up. But if you're good in practice, you may be sometimes, I had a lot of students who have done the entire paper, including the 10 sub questions, sometime in 18 or 19 minutes flat. But that you can't beat them. That is practice, perfect practice. So they could manage even to do 10 sub questions. Okay, it depends upon your practice. Now these are all standard questions. These questions may change from 1 to 4. They may change, but these are always repeated. These questions are always. They have a question bank, and I also have their question bank with me, which we are discussing just now. These are from their question bank. So this will keep on repeating so many questions, 30 or 40 questions, and answers are there. They'll give you any 10 out of the 30 or 40. They'll not make anything new. They'll just put like that only. So by the time you're solving your question paper, this you will mug up, this will be bad. As I told you, you will know the answers to this by practice. Just like that. No need to use your gray matter for answers of this. Just your memory is enough. But these questions require a lot of thinking on your part. These questions just memorize, and this will keep on repeating. If you have if you have done 10 or 15 question papers with me, by the time you come to 10 or 15 question papers, all these standard sequences will repeat by itself again and again in some question paper or the other, and they will get by hearted by you. So it's very easy, but provided you reach to the fifth question, right? Now, time permitting, we will go to the next question paper. The next question paper for today, when you look at the next question paper, again, it is a very interesting and very, very interesting question paper in which you will have new situations. Like we have done so many situations in this question paper. See, you had done situation number 11, you said, situation number 4, you said, then situation number 4, because that was your, situation number 4 was joining or crossing ATC route. And then you have done situation number 10, you said request to change or alter ATC route. So at least out of 13, we have been exposed to 3 situations in one single question paper. So that way you may get question papers in which there may be 3 to 4 questions, and all them they may be situation based. Sometimes you may get no situations at all. But if you are well versed in all the situations, then you can really apply. But first of all, you must understand the question and try to analyze what situation it is. And accordingly, as per the situation, we must remember the format of the situation, right? Okay. In your spare time, it's a request of my personal request to you that in your spare time, you keep on reading. In your spare time, keep on reading at the situation booklet which I have given you, 13 situations. Just keep. I'm not asking you to learn anything or mug up anything. That of course, I'll explain each and every situation to you later on, and as we do the question paper. But what you must do is, you must keep on looking at the booklet of situations so that you get familiar with the situation. Now, I'll go to question paper number 2. When you go to question paper number 2, again, we will start the same exercise what we did yesterday while doing question paper number 1. Again, same thing. See, I will not read all this. This is aircraft identification. It says DN413. Now, you must be knowing what is DN here, because in your abbreviations list, I told you they are using all the call sign. Although the airline must have closed whatever, but they are still using the call sign. The call sign is DN413, Deccan 413. DN stands for Deccan Airways, so that is Deccan. Okay, Deccan 413. Deccan 413. In this case, last question paper we were flying Indian aircraft. Now we are flying Deccan aircraft. This is 413. Flight number is 413. Departure aerodrome is VIDP. And in question paper number 1, you are flying from Mumbai, but here you are departing from Delhi. Just reverse. Level is 320. Last time you flew 33,000 feet. Today you are flying 32,000 feet. Destination is VABB. In that case, origin was VABB. Now it is just the reverse. Now your destination is VABB. You are flying from Delhi to Mumbai. VIDP to VABB. Delhi to Mumbai at 32,000 feet. Other information, cell call. Your cell call code is DFGK, Delta Foxtrot Golf Kilo. D for Delta, F for Foxtrot, G for Golf, K for Kilo. I really hope by now you must have memorized or learned all your phonetic codes by now. If not done, please do it. Okay. You must know from A to Z the phonetic codes. Now, see, whatever theoretical aspect I had done in the previous classes, now we are not disturbed, because if I had not discussed cell call with you before, then now we said, what is this cell call? So now you know what is cell call. So your cell call identification of your aircraft. Which aircraft? Deccan 413. It has got a cell call system, and whenever you switch off the RT, when you are on the cell call, the ATC will type DFGK and activate your cell call and get you on a RT. This is the meaning of this. your cell call identification is Delta Foxtrot Golf Kilo. 4-letter cell call identification. As I told you, all the letters are from A to S except I, N, and O. There is no I, there is no N, and there is no O in cell call code. And cell call start from A to S. So that's why it is D, F, G, K in your case. No other aircraft in India will be having the D, F, G, K except your aircraft, right? Type of aircraft, Airbus. Flight rules I. I, that is the instrument flight rules. Why instrument flight rules? Because you are flying at 32,000 feet. At 32,000 feet, you can't fly VFR. So it has to be instrument flight. Okay. Now route. Again, what is the abbreviation in the abbreviation list which I gave you? Look at that. O/F. O/F means overflying. Overflying. In the last question paper, you were overflying over Ahmedabad. I think VAAH was Ahmedabad. In this case, you are flying over Pratapgarh. Pratapgarh. P''Garh. This is Pratapgarh. All right. If you're not able to read, this is Pratapgarh. We will look in the map. When you look in the map, you will know it is Pratapgarh. Alternate aerodrome is VAAH. In this case, you are not flying over VAAH, but in case of emergency, any emergency comes between Delhi and Mumbai, then you will go and land at VAAH. VA means Mumbai FIR and AH is Ahmedabad. Okay, Ahmedabad. Right. Now, this is question number 2, and look, for that also they said refer to chart number 1. Refer to chart number 1. They are good enough till now to give you the correct chart number. Chart number 1, and you remove the map. But sometimes they will not be good enough. Sometimes they may not write the chart number here at all. They will give you all the 8 maps. All the 8 maps they will give you. It is for you to decide your flight is in which map. That's why I told you make it a habit to read at the maps also. In case they don't give in the question paper, sometimes they don't give. Sometimes they give, sometimes they don't give. If they give, it's very good. You know, it's a relevant chart. You will remove straight away 1 or 2, whatever they mention. Sometimes they are not writing here refer chart. Then you must know Delhi to Mumbai. By practice, you know Delhi to Mumbai or Mumbai to Delhi flight is in chart number 1. Immediately you will remove chart. That comes by practice. So if you keep on looking at the charts, you will know which flight is in which chart. Right. Right. Now, question number 1. Question number 1 is very, very typical. So be very careful. You are ready to taxi. You are ready to taxi. But it's a very small, very, very small question. When you look at the question, it's very, you think that it's a very easy question. It's not a very difficult thing to do. Just taxing, that's it. It's not very difficult at all. Right. But it is not the case. Rejoin. Or you can rejoin again. Okay, I'll just rejoin again. जल्दी चलो क्या यार,